Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
And I'm going to spend about 5 minutes with him. Greg in Houston. He's the individual last week that confronted George Bush Sr., and I was sent this video. My office was sent it on, I guess, the 8th, and we get so much information that Rob forgot to tell me about it. But Rob wasn't even sure because the fella sent us a little bitty video thumbnail of it so he could quickly get it to us, and Rob couldn't make out that it was George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st president of the United States, in a pizza place. And I tell you, this guy has got a lot of nerves of steel to say what he said to George Bush Sr. And we can't play the video or audio here. He's cussing at him. But it's one of the number one videos. It's in the top 10 of YouTube right now. And Breitbart TV picked it up yesterday. Drudge linked to it. And I'm still just processing it. The Secret Service, by the way, did come to his house. And I want to warn this guy about the Bushes when we talk to him in the next segment. Okay, I'm not going to play the video or audio because there is some profanity in it, obviously to get the courage up to confront the 41st president, known as one of the most vindictive and dangerous people out there. I can't judge him for cussing at him. I probably wouldn't have done that. Well, I have confronted George W. Bush and been arrested for it, for politely saying, sir, and asking him a question at the end of a speech when he was supposed to have a press conference. To try to get into the danger of the Bush family, we really have Greg on here because he's a listener and he first contacted us, and it fell through the cracks last week when he sent it to us, I guess 5 days ago. And because if we don't put some spotlight on Greg, there's a good chance they're going to kill him. And I'm not trying to be melodramatic here, ladies and gentlemen. Just Googled maid dead at Bush's home, and you will find dead maids in Kennebunkport, dead maids in Houston, dead maids in Virginia, dead maids everywhere. I mean, they run them over in the parking lots. They kill them. They shoot them. Whoever's doing this. I mean, but the maid makes them mad. They end up deader than a doornail. There was a woman said that George W. Bush had raped her. And the word is in Texas, he was incredibly wild back in his younger years. And she committed suicide a week later. And she said, I'm getting threats and, he raped me, and she was dead. And then you have the guy that wrote Fortunate Son right during the campaign about the alcohol, the drug abuse, things that are on record. But back then it was not known. And man, he slit his wrist in that bathtub in Arkansas. So I'm not trying to scare Greg. It doesn't matter whether Greg believes he's in danger or not. I know he is because I saw the look on George Herbert Walker Bush's face, former director of the CIA, a man who carried out the eugenics operations on Native Americans in the 70s, sterilizing over 40% of them. The man who got the one-child policy put into place in China. The man who put the sanctions in and launched the war that killed over 1 million Iraqis. The man who went after his business partner, Manuel Noriega, and just blew several of those cities, Panama City namely, into ashes with the C-130 Puff the Magic Dragon gunships just indiscriminately blasting. White phosphorus weapons were used. Particle beams were tested. They've now declassified that. just literally stormtroopers just blasting everything in sight. This guy is unbelievably evil. Skull and Bones, Top Luciferian, Bohemian Grove. You know, it's one thing to have courage, and certainly Greg has that. We're going to Greg in a moment. But it's another thing to actually go jump off a cliff. And I understand that his spontaneous anger and indignant outrage at facing a true war criminal, Greg has amazing courage. And it's because he had the courage, and it's because at first he scares Bush, and Bush starts basically jogging away, and then turns once Secret Service get around Greg, and Greg's already leaving, and gives him a very menacing, demonic smile. I'll never forget Barbara Bush. Had to be 2002 on Larry King Live. We wrote an article on it at Infowars.com and linked to a video of it. The video's since gone dead on whatever video service it was. But the point is, I'm sure somebody can find it. It was Barbara Bush, former First Lady, on Larry King Live. And he said, what do you think about your family being in the news? What do you think about, is that fair for the tabloids to cover your granddaughters? He didn't mention falling down drunk in Austin or demanding margaritas when they're 19 years old at Chuy's, Mexican food restaurant. By the way, they then persecuted Chuy's, even though Chuy's had nothing to do with it. It was the waitress. And I happen to know the whole inside scoop on that. I happen to know that some of the owners of Chuy's, but I'll just leave it at that. The point is, I've talked to some of the other waiters and managers, people that work there. I've seen the persecution from all sides with that. One time I was with Kevin Booth at his wife's birthday party at City Grill Steakhouse. And by then, I think, the twins had turned 21. And I come walking in, and we're going to you, Greg. I just want to finish this story. We come walking in, and I see federal marshals at the door. And they said, hey, Alex, I'm a fan of your show. I was listening today. And they had been listening. He told me about the show. And I said, what are you here for? And he said, I can't tell you. You'll probably notice. You'll probably understand. Well, guess what? Out of the big restaurant, they set us right next to the Bush twins, the daughters, W's girls, and with these two heavy metal guys they were with. And they were drinking quite a bit. And Kevin Booth goes, I'm going to my car to get my video camera. And I grabbed him by the arm. I said, don't do it. And he kept getting up to go do it. And I said, Kevin, these people just launched anthrax attacks on American media because they took photos of them drunk in Austin. You see, I'm willing to have the globalists come kill me. I'm willing to have them set me up, to be able to tell the truth. But I also understand this code. I don't mess with people's families. I don't want my families messed with. But remember, Barbara Bush on Larry King Live, he said, what do you think of the daughters? What do you think of them being in the news? And she said, if you talk about my family or mess with my family, I will kill you. And Larry King said, you're joking. And she got all weird face and looked completely insane. She said, no, we will kill you. See, they're so corrupt, they're so evil, they can talk about how they'll kill people on television and how they'll kill anybody that messes with their family. Now, they may not set you up or may not whack you, Greg, because you did confront one of the men. But you did shake him up a little bit. You've had the Secret Service visit you repeatedly now. And coming up in the next segment, I'm going to play. This is all up on your YouTube channel. You recorded them at the door. You told them you were recording them when they called you on the phone. So good that you did that. So it's on record and legal to do. But Greg, I tell you, again, I've got you here to put spotlight on you so that hopefully you don't have an accident. You might want to tell folks you're not planning on committing suicide, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, Greg, tell the story of what happened.
Basically, I'd gone to lunch last Wednesday with two of my friends, and, people have seen in the video, the first couple of items on the menu are the President and Barbara Bush pizzas. So that's a little sickening to see. And then the whole shrine on the back wall, as is in so many restaurants around Houston, when the Bushes frequent a place. So at the end of my meal, I guess halfway through the meal, the Secret Service agent, one of them, came into the establishment and was scoping it out. It was very obvious what was going on. I told my friends that, hey, obviously, Poppy Bush is going to be coming in here in a moment. Sure enough, several minutes